So there it is in its slot. Quite a bit of huffing and puffing later. So what we'll do is we'll connect up the water and we'll get that done right now. So I think we'll do the feed first. So that's our pipe, which is coming in here far too fast, so I'm going to feed that back through the hole where it can sort of live happily behind there. So I'll do that now and then we'll connect up. Okay, so what has to happen now is that has to go onto that there, that shiny thing which you can't quite see. Let's see if I can. Onto that shiny thing there, so let's connect that up now. So that's kind of loosely on. I'll just line that up properly. Again, you've got to be very careful you don't cross thread it. Plastic thread going on to metal, very easily done, and if you do cross thread it, you're going to be looking at leaks. Okay, I've got a little bit of a problem getting this cold feed onto its connector there at the back. What it is unlike the old one, this new one has got those big, ridiculously big sort of lug things here either side, which are designed to give you a bit of purchase to tighten it up onto the valve. That's all very well, but again, whoever fitted that valve at the back has put it ridiculously close to the wall, so I can't turn it without those lugs fouling against the wall, preventing me from turning it. So the only thing I can do really is to just file those lugs down a little bit to just allow me to actually screw the thing onto the valve. Bit annoying, but that often happens with these silly little jobs, so I'll get that sorted out. Okay, so I've just hacksawed those off. I actually hacksawed them off with the pipe pointing down like that, because the last thing you want is debris, the sort of cutting debris going into there. But I was careful that didn't happen. I've got to recommend that you don't do this at home. If you do have the same problem, get a plumber in to connect it up, maybe move the pipe at the back there or whatever, because knowing these manufacturers, they'll probably sort of say, oh, you've invalidated your warranty now by cutting those things, which is ridiculous, but knowing manufacturers, that's probably what they'd say. I've left them slightly proud, so you can still get a bit of purchase on them, just tighten up, and also to maintain sort of a structural integrity on that wall there, so I haven't sort of weakened the rim there at all. So right, let's see if I can get that on now that I've cut those things off. Okay, that pipe is on that valve very nicely now. Having cut those lugs off has made all the difference. It just went on not too badly at all, so nice and tight. The last thing I've got to do is just attach the waste hose onto my sort of sink waste washing machine outlet thing there, so I shall do that right now. Okay, so that's just a very nice sort of push fit onto there, so just work that down nicely until it gets all the way down to the bottom. That's all the way down there. Now they actually sort of say that's good enough because they don't give you this thing, but I've got this Jubilee clip here, or worm drive clip, whatever you like to call it, just to, I don't want to over tighten it, but I shall screw that up, and that will just prevent that waste pipe from ever flying off and squirting water all through the inside of my cupboard here. So I'll just tighten that up with a little convenient little sort of stubby flat bladed screwdriver, and we'll have a look at the completed installation. And there we have it, that is the completed installation. So you can see the waste hose there going onto my waste Christmas tree, as they're called, outlet point, with the Jubilee clip all tightened up, so that will hopefully stop that pipe from ever flying off. And out the back there you can see my cold water connection. So this is at the moment to get to that little blue lever, and that's switch my water on. and hopefully we won't have leaks going everywhere. Oh, I'll just push that blue lever back. Oh, there we go. A little rush of water into the machine. And what I always like to do is just run my finger underneath the valve there and where it connects. And yeah, it feels bone dry to me all the way along there. So yeah, I think that connection's good. When you make a connection like that at the back, just sort of for the next couple of days after doing it, just run your hand underneath or a finger underneath it just to check for any weeps. And the same with the outlet one there as well. Okay, so this is our new Bosch Series 4, or Serie 4 in German, as it would be being a Bosch. But here in England, it's a Bosch Series 4, 1400 spin, 8 kilogram washing machine. It's been plumbed in, power's connected, so this is the moment of truth. So it looks like all we need to do to turn it on is turn it to any of these kind of things. Oh, and as soon as we turn it on, you can see it coming on there. So I've got no idea how it works yet. All I know is that it's sort of basically ready to go and ready for its first wash. So I think it's probably time to get a wash or two in here, and then I'll report back to tell you how it's performed. Let's just turn that off for now. There we go. Yeah, it looks like a nice, neat washing machine. Here we are. The washing machine is now coming to the end of its very first wash, and I must say it's a very, very quiet machine, especially on spin, as you'll see in a minute. But even this seems to be sort of pretty quiet. One thing I will say is, and this is the importance when you're installing a machine, to always check your connections. The feed one at the back there is okay, but that front one on the drain hose, we were getting a little bit of a leak or a weep. It's only because I hadn't sort of tightened that Jubilee clip up 100%. So I did another couple of turns on that screw, and that seems to have sorted that. That's all bone dry there now. So but it does prove that these leaks can happen, and you should always check on the first wash or two. Just check your connections just to make sure there's no leaks whatsoever. There we go, that's on full spin now. God, that's quiet. So much quieter and smooth than the old one, which would be sort of banging around by now. Okay, so that was the installation and a quick review of the Bosch Series 4 washing machine. It went in quite nicely, a couple of little hiccups there, but overall the installation wasn't too bad at all. And it's been installed for probably just over a week now, and I can report that it's washing very well. It's performing very well, as you'd expect of a modern washing machine. It seems to be very quiet. On some of those previous clips it probably sounded noisier than it actually is, only because the microphone on my phone here is very, very efficient, but in kind of real life it's a lot quieter than what it sounded on this video. So it's very quiet. Build quality, well, it seems to be a bit plasticky in places. On the door, it feels, yeah, just a bit plasticky, but not too bad. And I think overall the build quality looks like it will probably stand the test of time, hopefully. Cleans very well. What more can you want, really? So the Bosch Series 4, yeah, I think I can recommend it. So that's been another Baldy Tim's Reviews. Thanks for watching.